Hello, everyone. There's this moment that can happen where your whole body reacts and you're not even sure why. Like chills, actual physical chills. And it's not about temperature, it's about something clicking, something landing, something becoming clear that wasn't clear before. And I'm just going to sit with that for a second before I even say thank you because that visceral response, that physical reaction to awareness, that's what we're talking about here. Okay, so thank you to everyone watching this, everyone who shows up, who comments, who shares what's real. I read every single comment. Whether you just found this or you've been here, I see you. The honesty you bring, it matters, really. Okay, so there's this shift that can happen. And when I say the moment you stop seeking signs and start building, I'm not telling you to do that. I'm describing something that can occur. A transition from one state to another, from waiting for external confirmation to just moving, just doing, without needing permission from the universe or synchronicities or whatever. And that shift, when it happens, you might notice something in your body. Maybe it's chills. Maybe it's a release of tension you didn't know you were holding. Maybe it's a sense of, oh, my chest feels tight right now just talking about this. Wait, let me back up. The seeking signs thing. You know that experience where you're looking for confirmation before you act, where you're scanning everything for meaning, for messages, for proof that you're on the right path or making the right choice or that things are aligned. And I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just noticing that it's a thing people can do. This constant external checking, this need for the universe or whatever to co-sign your decisions before you make them. And there can be relief in that. Like if you get a sign, if something synchronizes, if the numbers line up or whatever, there's this feeling of, okay, it's safe to move now. I have permission. Something outside me confirmed it's right. But there's also something else that can happen where you're so focused on looking for signs that you're not actually building anything. You're not taking action. You're just waiting, watching, interpreting, trying to decode what every little thing means. Does that feel familiar to you, that pattern of waiting for confirmation before moving? And then there can be this moment, and I don't know what triggers it. Maybe it's exhaustion with waiting. Maybe it's just time. Maybe it's nothing specific. But there's this shift where the seeking just stops. Not because you decided to stop, but because something in you realizes it's not actually helping. And in that space, in that moment, when the seeking falls away, there might be this impulse to just build, to just do, to just take the next physical step without needing it to mean something or be confirmed by something outside you. Wait, I need to say that differently. I'm not describing what you should do. I'm describing a state that can exist where someone stops looking outward for permission and just starts whatever starting looks like for them. My hands are actually shaking a little right now. So the chills thing, that physical reaction, it can happen when there's recognition, when something true lands, not true like universal truth, but true like your system recognizing something it's known but hasn't acknowledged. Like, oh, I've been waiting, I've been seeking, I've been postponing action by calling it patience or alignment or divine timing. And seeing that clearly without judgment, just seeing it, that can create a physical response because it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to notice that you might have been using seeking as avoidance, using sign watching as a way to not risk anything real. Have you noticed that tension in yourself between wanting to move and wanting confirmation first, tell me in the comments if this resonates. Because there's something about building, about actual physical doing that doesn't require signs. It doesn't require synchronicity. It doesn't require the universe to give you a thumbs up. It just requires willingness, maybe, to act from where you are with what you have right now. And that can feel naked, really naked, because there's no cosmic safety net. There's no, this must be right because I saw 3 feathers and the clock said 11:11. There's just you making a choice and taking action and not knowing if it's right or wrong or aligned or whatever. But in that nakedness, in that raw just doing without divine confirmation, there might be power, real power. Not power that comes from feeling special or chosen or guided, but power that comes from being present, from acting, from building something tangible instead of waiting for intangible validation. Wait, I'm not saying seeking signs is wrong. I'm not saying building is right. I'm just noticing that these are 2 different states. One is receptive, watching, interpreting. The other is active, doing, creating. And the shift between them, that shift can create chills, can create this physical oh moment. My throat feels really tight right now, like I need to swallow, but can't. So the raw truth part, the raw truth might be that seeking signs can become a loop, a comfortable loop where you're always looking, always interpreting, always waiting for more confirmation before you commit to anything. And that loop, it can keep you safe, but it might also keep you stuck. And building, actual building, it requires risk. It requires moving without knowing. It requires choosing something and committing to it without cosmic backup. And that's scary. That's really scary. Because what if you choose wrong? What if you build the wrong thing? What if you act and it doesn't work out? But you might notice something, that the fear of choosing wrong, it only exists when you're seeking signs, when you're trying to get it right according to some external standard. But when you're just building, just doing, just acting from where you are, there's less fear, or different fear. Fear of the doing itself, maybe, but not fear of cosmic misalignment or whatever. Does that make sense to you? So the moment you stop seeking and start building, if that moment happens, when that moment happens, it might not feel magical. It might not feel aligned or divinely timed or special. It might just feel like clarity. Like, oh, I can just move. I don't need permission. I don't need a sign. I can just choose and act and see what happens. And that clarity, that simplicity, it can create chills because it's true, not capital T truth, but true for your system. Your body recognizing that it's been waiting for something it doesn't actually need. The raw truth is, and I'm not saying this is your truth, I'm just describing something that can be true. The raw truth is that sometimes seeking signs is just sophisticated avoidance. It's spiritual bypassing dressed up as patience. It's waiting disguised as alignment. And seeing that, if you see that, it might create a physical response. Chills, nausea, tightness, release. Something that says, oh, this is real. This is what's actually happening. My jaw just unclenched and I didn't even know it was tight. So I guess what I'm observing is the chills, the physical reaction. It might not be about the signs or the building. It might be about recognition, about seeing clearly, about noticing a pattern you've been in without judging it, just seeing it. And from that seeing, from that clarity, there might be movement, or there might not. There might just be the awareness itself, which might be enough for right now. I don't know what you're seeking. I don't know what you're building or not building. I'm just here noticing with you that there's a difference between looking outward for permission and moving from your own knowing. And that difference, it's physical, it's felt. It can create chills when you become aware of it. Does that land for you? I don't sell futures. I build architects. No predictions, just the raw truth for the tough ones. Stay magic. Stay in the now.